Greetings, my friends, and welcome to the Global Educational Challenge. My name is Stan Reynolds, and I'm a fellow participant. HMH has been so kind to put this on for us. We're looking to put together a group of innovators to join us together into a community. And so I'm going to encourage you to join together, to read every idea, and let's do this thing together and make a difference in children's lives. I look forward to reading your idea. It is simple, but it has great depth. It can be used effectively by an individual working on their doctoral degree at Harvard University, or by a Haitian earthquake victim struggling to recover. It's a tool for their mind that helps deliver a systematic approach to thinking. The student will learn to focus their energies, allowing them to develop understanding and gain the information they need to be able to make an intelligent decision. It's basically a tool to help us to organize our thoughts. This is the most incredible thing that you'll ever see. It's a 7-sided gold die. It has 6 outsides and 1 inside. The inside's invisible, but you know it's there. If you saw it like this, you could see the inside much better. It's like a block of gold. And that block of gold represents you and me. We're this big chunk of block of gold, and this is a tool to help you to think from the inside out. You change your life from the inside out. If we want to be self-sufficient, that comes from the inside out. All learning, all knowledge comes from the inside out. We take in information, but it's what we do with it that determines whether we're an educated person or not. So this is the 7-sided gold die. What I want you to do is I really want you to see this, and then I want you to find 2 pillars. I'll hold it so you can see it. I want you to find 2 pillars standing on that block of gold. Can you see those 2 pillars? Okay. What they do is those 2 pillars, you want to stand up pillars in your life. Now, these are dice. Okay. If you only have one of them, they're a die. This is a thing of chance. This is just simply a thing of chance. This is a thing of choice. They're exactly the opposite. You've got to actually have a paradigm shift to go from this to this. Okay, you're going to have a paradigm shift. You're going to see thing of chance, thing of choice, thing of chance, thing of choice. You begin to use this as a thing of choice to help you to choose whatever it is that you want to do. Now, if we were taking a chance and we were just racing around the board as fast as we could possibly go, our objective is just to win, then we'd always, we might roll a 2, we might roll a 5, we might roll a 1, but our objective is always to roll 6. 6 is the very best that we can do. And so when we see this number 6, 6 teaches us to do our best. And when we do our best, that's when we stand pillars up in our life. And so our goal is to stand these pillars up in our lives, and we do when we do our best. Now think about it. Any time in your entire life when you've ever done your best, is because you have focused on that one thing. We're going to do our best. We're going to focus on one thing at a time. Any one thing we focus on, we know there's 2 sides to every story. There's really what I know and everything I don't know about that one thing that I want to do my best on, right? So I can't have a closed mind. I have to have an open mind if I want to do my best. Benjamin Franklin used to take a sheet of paper and he would divide it in half. He put the pros on one side, he put the cons on the other, and that would help him make decisions. Now, any one thing that's important to think about, 3, look at here. There's safety in a multitude of counselors. If you really want to do your best on any one thing, what you want to do is you want to talk to the person over here on this side, get some advice from them, get some of their recommendation, then they're going to be gone. And then talk to this particular person over there, then they're going to be gone. But who's going to be left? You and you alone. To think about that one thing that you want to do your best on. But what has happened is that because you've approached it with an open mind instead of a closed mind, and you have turned around and you've talked to other people and you've gotten their advice, literally what has happened is you've become almost like an expert in that one area. Now here again is a small one that I hold in my pocket. You're going to stand pillars up in your life, right? When you do your best by focusing on one thing at a time. Any one thing that you focus on, there's 2 sides to every story, okay? And you're going to seek outside advice and get counsel, right? Now, when you stand those pillars up, here's how you want to hold this thing in your hand. see the 3 on the top, okay, 4 on the bottom. This is with your right hand. You want to take and hold it just, whoop, and get it in the camera there. You want to hold it just like this with the 4 on the bottom, 3 on the top in your right hand, and you roll it up like that. You pivot it up. And I'm going to pivot it up like this. When I pivot it up, see how you see the 2 automatically? See the 1 right there? If I focus on one thing at a time, look at both sides of the story, talk to some people and get some outside advice, and then I will do the same thing all over again. I'll turn around and I will begin to focus on one thing at a time. I'll look at both sides of the story, the pros and the cons, the short term, the long term. I'll talk to some people, I'll get some outside advice, and then I'll think about that one thing again. This is the thinking process. I think about something, I look at the pros and the cons, I look at the short term, I look at the long term, I look at the cost, I look at the benefit. Yes, am I going to do it? No, I'm not going to do it. Then I go and talk to some other people, get some outside advice, see what it is that I need to know, do whatever research I have to do. And then I think about that one thing again, and I take anything and continue to pass it through this process until I can make a decision that yes, I'm ready, or no, I'm not. I'm going to put this to bed, or I'm going to continue to do it. Whatever it is that I need to do. That is the thinking process. It has 8 of those pivot points. That is the top pivot point where the 1, 2, and the 3 come together. And the bottom pivot point is where the 4, 5, and 6. Pivot starts with what letter? P. Point starts with the letter P. Okay? Those are your pivot points. They're your PPs. Okay? They're your double P lessons, your PPs. Your first PP is paper and pencil. It's actually the moment in time that you take a sheet of paper and a pencil and you begin to write down your ideas, right? Oops, there we go. Well, you begin to write down your ideas that all of a sudden the one thing that you've been thinking about and been committing to do your best on begins to change. Taking a sheet of paper and you're writing all this stuff down, you're getting organized. Let's say that you're using 3x5 card. You're taking your ideas and you're writing one idea down per 3x5 card. Got it? Okay. As you write those things down, you're going to break them into 4 piles, 4 categories. All right? The first one is going to be down here at the bottom. It's going to be the garbage. Some of these cards are going to need to go into the garbage. You're just going to have to get rid of them, right? Then some of the cards are going to go up in these other 3 piles. The rest of them is going to go up there. One is your doable pile. This is the doable, the things that you can do right now based on what you already have. Not, I could do this if. So this is our possible, and this is our impossible pile, and this is our doable pile, and right down here is our trash. All right? So we're going to get rid of all of our trash, and then we're going to figure out what's doable. And we're going to focus on what is doable. Side 5 is just going to help us to begin to prioritize. That's where we take and we make sure that we have 5 things that are on the priority list that we're going to do. Okay? There are doables. It's the only thing we can do is what's doable. But we've got to have 5 things constantly on the doable list. Does that make sense? Okay? 5 things constantly on the doable list. Measure how fast we're moving by how quickly, okay, we're marking things off the doable list. So if we do something, we mark it off. We do something else, we mark it off. We do something else, we mark it off. We do something else, we mark it off. And we begin to measure how fast that we're moving forward or how quickly our wheel is moving by how quickly we're getting stuff marked off of the list. When you see 6 the second time, you lay it down like this. How many of you guys have ever seen those, like those Viking ships, you know, it's got all those oars sticking in the water? I want you to see if you can see it. See a set of oars here? I want you to think about those people working as hard as they possibly can. They're oaring away. They're rowing away is what they're actually doing. They're rowing and rowing and rowing and rowing and rowing. As they're rowing, they're getting somewhere. They're accomplishing something, and that's what you want to do. 6, when you see it like this, it means to go to work. 6 days a week, you got to work on that one thing that you want to do your best on. And if you will take and work, okay, 6 days on any one thing that you want to do your best, that one thing will begin to change. I promise you, it begin to change. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.